Today, we're going half speed. What's up guys, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, showing you the day in the life of a budding entrepreneur, just the basic hustle and grind and sometimes relaxation of side hustle day. So today is gonna be half speed. We're gonna be going a little slower than usual, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but right now, it's time for a swim. Just finished the swim, and just like that, I have like 3 or 4 great ideas. One of them has to do directly with something I want to put together for you guys. So let me dry off and then I'll share it with you because I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so here's the idea I wanted to share with you. It's going to be called the Aspire Journal. And let me give you a quick background. So last week, or this week, I've been taking it a little easy. Today's a bit of a half day, just reflecting. And I was watching another guy's YouTube channel. I'll throw up the banner below because I can't remember his name, where he essentially started around the same time I did and did like a 45 or 90 day video challenge. And he's at 6,000 subs. I'm at like 300 something. And so that really got me thinking, what am I missing here? What am I not doing correctly? And one of the things I noticed was the number of videos I'm putting out. I'm not putting out enough videos. I'm just kind of like Instagram, where I post once every 2 weeks. But when I do, like I was in a meeting with someone the other day, I said, okay, check this out. Did an Instagram post, and within 5 minutes proved to him how valuable Instagram was. I got 20 likes, I only have like 50 followers or whatever. He was blown away by the engagement. He was like, whoa, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, this is why you should do it. And then I was sitting there going, I'm trying to convince this guy that he should be using Instagram, and I just proved the power of Instagram to him, and I'm not doing it myself. So to help with doubling down on the amount of content I'm pushing out, I'm looking for ways to cut the post-production process. And one of the biggest time sucks was, and I think Backlinko just did a report on this too, was the YouTube descriptions. I was writing custom YouTube descriptions for every video I was doing. Turns out that really just doesn't matter at all. So that was number one. Then number two was I wanted this series and this channel to be more than just vlogging. Like I wanted to actually give you the nitty-gritty details, which was part of the Building an Online Business from Scratch series, to just give you every little piece. Unfortunately, that totally failed. Fell flat on my face, not gonna lie. Almost $1,000 in ad spend, and got 3 people to sign up for the webinar. Obviously, there's a long road to go. But at the same time, I want to continue to deliver that level of detail even when I'm pushing out all this content myself. Because some of you who've done videos before know they take a really long time on top of having a job and having a side hustle and then having this to build your personal brand or whatever, which is a super, super long-term game. Like I don't plan for these to really do anything for me for like 5 or 6 years before something's gonna happen, right? So how do I continue to deliver that level of detail that I want to deliver to you guys and do what's in my best interest, which is just pump out content as fast as possible? Obviously good content, but not so detailed much where I'm writing a 500-word blog post for every single video I do, because apparently that's just crazy. So what I'm coming up with is gonna be called the Aspire Journal. So on my homepage, jasonwhaling.com, you can go sign up. I'm gonna change the name. It was just a OneNote notebook, but I think I'm actually just gonna make it official. It's gonna be the Aspire Journal, and it's gonna have all of my notes, everything I've learned from building a business. And I'm also gonna throw in the swipe file in there. So there's no sales pitch afterwards. This is just straight content that I want to give to you guys, my viewers. I'm not going to post all this stuff on my blog. It's just going to be for you guys. And so it'll allow me to focus on pumping out the content that I've been working on, but it will also allow the few number of you who really want the details of like setting up the webinar, what software, blah, 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 because the Building a Business from Scratch series is going to be going away after 10 episodes. So I still want to deliver that detailed value to you guys. So in the Aspire Journal, I'll be updating it with pretty much all of the back-end details that don't really fit into the vlogs like this. Otherwise, this vlog would be like 3 hours long. Nobody wants that. So if you want the details of what I'm working on, or if I mention a link, or I mention like, oh, this is how I set up my diet, or this is the landing page software I use, it's just all going to be put in there. I'll set up a link at the end of the video and in the descriptions where you can go
and opt in and get that, and then it'll just be continuously updated. So from here on out, when I talk about something detailed or I say, oh yeah, this link or that resource, I'm just going to refer to that, and I'm just going to throw everything in there. That way it's nice, organized, and documented. And then if you're working on something late at night, it's 12 o'clock at night, and you're like, oh yeah, Jason mentioned like he was doing this or that. Instead of, because I've done this, instead of watching 5 or 6 of my videos, looking through all the descriptions, trying to figure out where the heck the link was that he was talking about, you can just go to that notebook and get what you need. So anyway, there's my big new idea, right? Aspire. So the Aspire journal or Aspire notebook, I'll have to see what domain will work, but that's the big idea I had today, and that just shows the importance of recreation swimming, because if I had just jumped into an Excel sheet or client emails, I wouldn't have come up with that. So before I jump into lunch, I just wanted to take a quick second to talk to you about the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. I won't bore you with all the details. I'll throw up all the links and things that I've learned in the journal that I'll start keeping for you guys starting today. So you can go check that out if you're interested. But long story short, I find that I'm a lot more mentally clear when I'm intermittent fasting and on a high-fat diet. And particularly this week, I've kind of slipped the past month. And I think part of why I've been so tired is I've kind of slipped with how strict I am with what I'm eating. I've always been intermittent fasting, but I've been noticing a cognitive difference in the quality of food that I'm eating. So I'm going back to my macro calculator. I'm going to throw that up in the notebook for you as well. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm going through my latest shopping trip, and I'm looking at the back at the nutrition facts, and I'm just typing up how much fat, how much protein, how much carbs, sugar, all that fun stuff. And then that way I can essentially design my meals to be perfect for what my body needs. And of course, some of you go, well, if you're hungry, you should eat. And actually, for most of us, that's not true. Because of the type of food we've been eating and because of the frequency in the diet, our feedback system is actually pretty broken. So there will be times where your body says, hey, I need food, and actually you have to come back and say, no, you don't. Go burn the fat that's, sitting wherever it is on my body. Stop asking for, a quick fix. And for any of you who are sitting at a desk, all day, and you eat lunch, and then 2 or 3 hours later, like 2:30, 3 o'clock, there's just kind of that slump, and you go, and you need a little pick-me-up. Right, like those pistachio commercials talk about. That's because the food you ate at lunch isn't carrying you through and isn't working, and your body doesn't have the ability to go access all the fat because your insulin's too high. And now it's just saying, give me more food quickly because I can't do the processes that I'm supposed to do. And in that situation, for a couple weeks, you got to say, no, actually, you should go grab the fat that's sitting on my body that you've already stored up. Don't ask me for more pistachios, or go to the office, candy jar, or, wherever you're getting your quick sugar fix. So getting off that soapbox, I'm going to type this up real quick because I'm actually very hungry. I haven't eaten since I went swimming. So I'll do that, and then back to some recreation. And then eventually I better put together that notebook for you that I said I was going to make for you.
Just got out of Starbucks. Wife went shopping, so I decided to tag along and just sit in a coffee shop. Good to get out of the house, just kind of clear my head. Didn't have a lot to work on because I'm just kind of having a rest day, so I kept playing with my Excel sheet. Something that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys is I developed a method, if you will, for developing and implementing or setting up an AdWords account. So I'm pretty excited to be sharing that with you guys. And I found a friend at work who's going to be willing to, give me some ad spend and allow me to essentially test the theory and give it a shot. So finishing up that Excel sheet, and we'll see how it goes. So successful recreation day on the way home. Wife found some great stuff, and I got to play with Excel for a couple of hours. So I'm just gonna end it right here, and make sure to check out the link in the description for the Aspire journal that I'm going to have to put together tomorrow for you guys. So until the next episode, keep building the business you love. Take care.